welcome back. So we are into fall now, and fall is the perfect time to plant bulbs, and it's so easy to do. It's a really fun thing to do if you have small children that are interested in any kind of gardening, because to plant the bulbs now and see them come up in the spring is so exciting. So my friend Julia is here again today. We're going to look at a couple of different bulbs. The first one is garlic. So this year when we harvested our garlic, we saved quite a bit of it. So we're going to show you what we did to save the garlic and just dry it out over the summer, and how we're going to take some of those bulbs now and replant them. And then we also bought some flower bulbs. So I picked up some tulip bulbs and some hyacinth bulbs, and those are two of my favorite flowers. They're just so beautiful in the spring. So let's have a look.
This is the bundle we made to dry the garlic. So I do about between 10 and 20 garlic plants, and I tied it up with some twine, and we hung it inside a shed or inside the barn. The most important part is that it's dry. So that's the curing process. It's okay if it's hanging in a greenhouse somewhere warm and sunny, and it only needs to be there for about 2 weeks for the stalks to really dry out. We really like to not cut them right away to keep the stalks on, because more of that energy went from here into there. And now this garlic should keep until March. But hopefully we eat it and plant it before then. When we're growing garlic, we try hard to pull off the flowers, but sometimes you miss some. So if you haven't pulled off the flower, then the garlic has made these little bulbettes, little tiny bulbs. So you can see that almost looks like a garlic clove. And if I plant this will grow into a garlic plant. That's a pretty big bulbette. So it will make a slightly larger garlic than the tinier guys. This one made good bulbettes, but that'll make a smaller garlic plant. If you're trying to grow garlic from these little bulbettes, it takes lots of years of growing it out to get a larger clove. So I much prefer planting this size over this size, and I much prefer taking these off, because when the plant has put energy into growing these, it means it had a little bit less energy to put into this. Here we have the garlic that we harvested in July, late July probably, and we've dried it. It's well cured, and this is how I snip it. Straight lines, leaving a good inch. And today we're getting this garlic ready for planting. So these are big, beautiful garlic, and I'm going to take the biggest ones. Maybe I'll send these ones for the kitchen, and these ones we'll save for eating. So it's just like preparing the garlic for eating when you prepare it for planting. You get your cloves ready. So that is ready for planting, one by one.
Oh my gosh, they're huge, eh?
Yeah, and even among these, I'm going to pick the biggest ones to plant. In this head here, there's a smaller one. I'll send that for a salad dressing. And these are the ones that I'm going to plant. Sometimes garlic can be a bit sneaky, and there'll be 2 cloves in one package. And when you get that, it doesn't tend to make good garlic. So if you see, even if they're big, if there's 2 stuck together, just take that to the kitchen and keep the big individual ones for planting. So when I'm farming, I plant a lot of garlic in straight rows. But when I'm gardening, I plant my garlic, I think of it as a companion plant. So today we have our baby apricot tree, who I love a lot. I'm really hoping we get some beautiful apricots from it one day. And garlic just has all those fantastic antiviral, antibiotic properties, and those kind of carry over to other perennials too. So I often plant garlic around my nice rose bushes, and I'm going to plant some garlic beside this apricot tree. So when you look at your garlic, this one still has the roots on, so it's really obvious that that's the bottom and that pointy bit is the top, and that's how you want to plant your garlic. And I prepared the soil so it's loose, easy for me to get my hand in. And I'm just putting it kind of as deep as the size of the clove. And I'm putting them, you want 10 inches between garlics. You make sure you give them enough space, because when you crowd them close, if I put one in here, they would be so close that they would not get as big. But by me giving them a lot of space, it lets them get nice and large. This whole month of October is the ideal month to plant garlic. But if you only plant your garlic in November, that's okay too. When you plant it this early, if you dig it up at the end of October, you're gonna see that there'll be roots on the bottom, and that's gonna help hold the garlic in the soil. When you plant it later in November, sometimes the frost will heave the garlic out because it didn't get a chance to make some nice roots. And that's okay, you can bury it again and your garlic will still grow just fine. It's just a bit nicer to get it in a little bit earlier. And I've marked where I put my garlic with these twigs that I just prepared. So now when I do more garden prep here, I will remember exactly where I put them.
So the other type of bulbs that people tend to plant at this time of year are flower bulbs, and there's all kinds of different flowers that come from bulbs, and now is the perfect time to plant them. So for today, I bought some hyacinths and some tulips, and just like the garlic, they come in bulbs that look like this. Whatever type of bulb you end up buying, there's usually instructions on the back, so how deep to plant them and how far apart to plant them. So we are going to pull out one of these bulbs here. This is a hyacinth bulb, and similar to the garlic, it has a top part that's pointy, and underneath is where the little roots are. So you always plant the bulb like this with the pointy top pointing up. So we are just going to dig a hole in the ground, grab our bulb, roots are pointing down, pointy top pointing up. When we do this with the kids, we always say to point the top towards the sky, and we're just going to set it inside our hole like that, and then cover them up for the winter. And in the spring, we will have really beautiful flowers poking up in this garden. So I hope that was helpful, and good luck with your bulb planting. I hope you have a chance to put some in before the really cold weather comes. And I promise you, if you find the time to put some bulbs in the ground right now, you are going to be so happy come springtime. It's such a treat to see the bulbs that you put in the ground now poking up first thing in the spring. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.